Namaste. This video, I've been guided to speak on collective soul complexes or group soul complexes and the micro and the macro levels of group soul complexes. Another term for this is social memory complex. A social memory complex or a group soul complex is our true nature of beingness. When Source individuated into specific groups. Some will call these soul families, but ultimately there's something larger, which is called a group soul complex. A group soul complex is usually many soul families, all within a specific individualized aspect of the source. So if you look back on my videos on the playlist, my teachings and tutorials, there's a video explaining how we divide off trillions, I'm being shown, of monads. A monad is a master oversoul. This towards the macro scale. And then it divides out into 12s, usually. Although sometimes what the 12s then divide into odd numbers, odd groupings. It's because there's free will, right? And diversity is encouraged because the source is wanting to learn as much about itself as possible. It's not really so much learning I'm being shown, it's more experiencing, because everything is already known by source. It is just that things need to be played out in an experiential way, in a medium, in a matrix. We are in one of many octaves or universes within the macro matrix, which will be the multiverse, right? And I'm not talking about multiverse theory, although that does come into this. There are many universes within a group universe complex called a multiverse. Then there are many multiverses within the one omniverse. Or I guess you'd call this the macro universe, because it's one. So this divides and divides and divides, just as our soul aspects divide and divide and divide. Okay, so that was the macro end of things. Now, when we go to the micro level of group soul complexes, your physical body, your physical vehicle, the vessel that you are currently animating, your avatar body, is a universe in itself, as we've mentioned in previous videos many times. There is a universe inside your microbiome, is a universe inside your stomach, your bowels. You also have a universe within your brain complex, your mind complex of your physical head. You have a universe of neurons. Each neuron has neural links which branch off, and these in themselves are kind of set out like a galaxy, and many galaxies within a universe. So everything's either a microcosm or a macrocosm of the universe, the multiverse, the omniverse. Now, I've been shown that this goes so far down that to us it would be infinite. Although I believe there is some kind of a point where it does. Maybe it's just that there's a certain point where we cannot perceive it anymore, or can't comprehend it, or I cannot explain this, because I'm trying to channel this right now. And it's incredibly difficult. This is one that I tend to try and put off a lot. So if we start from the human, I'm being shown, the human complex, the mind, body, spirit, soul complex. There is your human body, your human vessel. Within that human body, that human vessel, there is a universe, or many universes, existing within your physical body. And there is a universe in many ways in your energy body with the various chakra points. You can imagine each chakra point being a vortex, being the great attractor, the great rotator at the center, the nuclei, the core of every galaxy, the central sun. So each vortex in the very center of each one of your energy centers, from your root energy center, your red ray, all the way up through the orange ray, the yellow ray, the green ray, the blue ray, the indigo ray, and the violet ray. The indigo ray is right here in the geometric center of your head. The violet ray is a readout. It's your causal readout for your whole being. Okay, so you have your physical body and your metaphysical body. And even within your metaphysical body, each one of these energy centers is in itself a vortex point or a nuclei or a central sun for a universe. Or you could look at this as a galaxy in our terms, a galaxy of energy points or energy particles, and this forms a toroid. Okay, so we think of it as a wheel, but that's just how we look at it from looking down. Really, it's each energy point, each energy center is a vortex, but it's a double vortex, right? So it's a vortex coming up and over like a donut. I will insert a picture of a toroid energy field, and I will be inserting pictures of the 7 chakras, or as my higher self prefers to call this, energy centers. Same thing I'm being shown. So the next on the macro scale would be the Earth Soul complex, or the Earth group soul being, which is every single soul inhabited on planet Earth right now. So there is a human soul group complex, or a social memory complex, which isn't fully formed into a social memory complex yet, although it kind of is. I'm being shown because of the internet. So we have a social media complex, a digital platform social media complex. The ultimate aim was for us to, within the next few generations, have a social memory complex in a spiritual sense. And that's still highly probable. Although I'm being shown that humanity is being split, or will be split. I'm being shown a crossroads. And the human collective are going to get to this crossroad, and then you're going to have to choose. You're going to have to make a choice. Whether you go down the cyborg route, where you will literally merge with the Internet of Things, and you'll have Neuralink or whatever it's going to be, whatever. There's going to be various companies I'm being shown, and you're going to have artificial social memory complex, or social media complex abilities, which will give you supernatural abilities. But the ultimate aim was for, and it's your choice as a human being. It's all free will. So I'm being shown that it's a certain number, and I'm not being shown any specific number, but let's just say half the population are going to be going down the technical route, down the route of the Neuralink and all the other companies that are going to be competing to create this digital cyborg network. And then there are going to be the other half, let's just say, of humans who are not going to go down that route. They're going to refuse, even though it means they are well behind all of the other humans who are cyborg interfaced, who are upgraded. who chose the technical route, but we're going to be forming these communes, these like groups of like-minded people, like-minded souls, where we almost live like refugees on our own planet, but it's not quite like that, because that sounds like a victim, right? We're not going to be victims. We're going to be independent, and we're going to be going down the much slower and the much more tedious, but the much more rewarding way, the natural way, the spiritual way of enlightenment and of a social memory complex. The next macro level above from the Earth group soul complex or social memory complex would be the solar system complex of the sun. The sun body, Sol, Helios, many, many different names. Our logos, our sub-logos that created our planets and our planetary system, and is our local oversoul. Although I am being shown that, and this might complicate things, I am being shown that there are some souls on Earth, many souls on Earth, who are from other oversouls, other stars. You see, a star is just a physical body, like our physical body is for our consciousness, our soul. The sun is a group complex in itself for 8th and 7th and 6th density beings. So the sun, it has a metaphysical body, or a soul, as it were, and also we are a part of it. So whilst we are humanly focused, whilst we are focused on Earth, completing our lessons, they're not really lessons, completing our agreed missions, our agreed experiences that we desired to further our path in physical life. We agreed to be a part of the sun's solar system social memory complex, or group soul being. Okay, so all of the beings from other planets, and you're probably wondering what I'm talking about, because if you've been listening to NASA, right, never a straight answer. If you've been listening to NASA, then there ain't no life on any other planet, and there's no life on the moon, right? But if you've been listening to your own intuition, then you will know that that is wrong. That's incorrect. There is life. It's just in forms that we cannot perceive, or it's being hidden from us deliberately, entirely. Venus, Neptune, Uranus, the moon, Jupiter. I'm just being shown this information now. I'm quite surprised by Jupiter, but I'm being shown not to be surprised because it's kind of like a second sun. Jupiter could be, potentially could be a blue sun. I'm being shown. There's a way of activating it, and it can be a second sun. I don't know why that would be needed, but I'm being told I don't need to know. Okay, so there are the planets that I've just mentioned and the moon are all inhabited with some form of life, not necessarily a form of life that you can perceive. The beings of Venus are in the mid-6th density. Some are in the 5th density. Yeah, and that's it. I'm being shown the mid-5th to the late 6th density is what I'm being shown for Venus. There are different densities progressing on the other planets. And the moon, well, I'm not even going to go into that. What I'm being shown is it's very complicated. That'll be another video. So the solar system group soul complex would then fit into a much larger group soul complex known as the galactic group soul complex of, for us, it would be the Milky Way. The central sun is the nuclei and is the great rotator, the great attractor, the great central hub of the Milky Way galaxy. So there are many hundreds of billions of star systems within the Milky Way galaxy, more than we think and being shown, far more, and way, way more than we think are inhabited with life forms, sentient, intelligent, advanced life forms within our galaxy. The galaxy, the Milky Way group soul complex or social memory complex, would then be a part of our universes, or the octave of existence that we are currently inhabiting. The universe itself, of course, contains all of the galactic systems, every single galaxy, and I'm being shown that there are hundreds of billions of galaxies. More than hundreds of billions. I'm being shown a big number, but I'm in resistance to even say it because it sounds ridiculous. Right, okay. Our universe is far, far bigger than we think, than we can comprehend. Then our universe, our octave, is a part of many, many universes within what you could call the multiverse. There are many, many multiverses. This goes past my point of comprehension as a human-focused entity. But there are many, many, I'm not even going to say the number, ridiculous amount of universes within, of multiverses, sorry, within the omniverse. Let's call the omniverse the absolute. So if the omniverse is the absolute one cell of a much larger organism, every single galaxy is thriving with life in ways that we cannot even imagine. Every star, every central sun, the nuclei of every galaxy, and every star within each galaxy is alive, is sentient, is intelligent. And I actually discovered that I've been channeling this for a long time, that stars are highly sentient and highly intelligent. And I only very, very recently, 2 days ago, stumbled upon a Greg Braden, and it was Next Level Soul, Alex Ferrari and Greg Braden. I would recommend that you all check this out. Incredible podcast. And Greg Braden, a top scientist, a geologist, and incredible genius. He's a great researcher as well, written a lot of books. He's now said that NASA has literally proven that using the James Webb telescope, that star systems are guided by the star, by the logos, by the star, intelligently away, just in time from a supernova, just enough of an angle to dodge the radiation and the cosmic fallout from the star-going supernova that is in its path. It will deliberately change course and communicate with all of the other stars around it so that they also change course, so that there's no collisions, right? It's incredible. So everything that I've been channeling for the past 2.5, 3 years, a lot of it's being proven only recently from the James Webb telescope, that it's deep into outer space. I think it's 1 million miles from Earth. I might be wrong in saying that, but it's a long way out. And so we're getting further and further confirmation. It's incredible. I hope this explains a bit more about the group soul beings and what the aim is for the Earth and for the human collective, to form a spiritual social memory complex. And like I said, it's going 2 ways. We're being divided, we're being split already. There's many wanting to go down the technical route, wanting to become a cyborg, basically. And there's another half, or it could even be the minority, heading for the spiritual route. And there's going to be great pressure. You thought there was great pressure to get the needle in the arm, right? During everything that's been going on lately. That's nothing. The pressure that humans are going to be under to get this chip in the brain to become a cyborg is going to be unequaled, like nothing we've ever. There's been no greater test. I'm being shown that's coming in within the next 15 to 25 years, approximately, but that's not great. Things can change at the blink of an eye, at the drop of a hat, because timelines we are continually jumping onto different timelines as we as a collective make new choices. So all of the power, everything is within our hands. It is all your free will choice. However we want to go, whichever way you want to go, it's your free will choice. Okay, I'm going to leave you there because this is going on a bit. As always, one love and namaste.